Hey everyone, welcome back to Adobe Live here on Behance, and behind this giant Cintiq is hiding Mark Usmiani.
Hi guys.
Welcome! Welcome to Adobe Live for your first time.
Thank you.
How's it feel to be in front of the lights, in front of the large studio audience?
I kind of feel like a celebrity.
Kind of?
Kinda.
Just quasi, because Kirk's actually the only person that's watching us right now, and he's not even looking. What's up? Ryan says hey, Natalia says hey, Wani says hey. Super great to see you all here. If you are new to Adobe Live, this is a weekly show we do here on Behance. Best place to watch us is be.net/live. If you're over on YouTube, come on over to Behance. We do have a challenge for you today. It's a different challenge every day. Today's challenge is to make a superhero. We want you to illustrate a superhero because this is Illustration Week, and we're actually providing a template for you in Illustrator. So go to the challenge tab at be.net/live. Click on the challenge tab, and the template is there for you. We have magician's hands appearing on the screen. So exciting. Michael says hello from Central Oregon. Shahid, yes, superhero. So you have about an hour and a half chat to work on your superheroes. In that time, we want you to finish those up because this is the last stream of the day. And like I said, we have a different challenge every day. So make sure you get your submissions in before, let's see, 4:30, because that's when the deadline is. Enough about me. Maybe we can pop over to my screen and show Mark's work. He is an illustrator, and he focuses on what seems like some pretty cool stuff. Maybe you could chat and say who you are, where you're from, what you do.
All right.
And here's your stuff.
I'm Mark Usmiani. I do illustration work, freelance mostly. Well, yeah, freelance. From New Jersey, so anyone else in that area?
Yeah, let us know. Adobe Live says, I see Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Another graduate from my school did like 151 original Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I decided to do like my own challenge version of it, doing all vector stuff.
Whoa.
So these are pretty old, actually.
Really?
Yeah, about a year or two now.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
yeah that makes sense. Oh my gosh, this Eakins is so cute. Look at that little guy. Wow. So this was just like a personal challenge. This was not freelance work.
Yeah, this was just for myself.
That's a great way to get like portfolio work. Just be like, what do I want to do? Make a challenge out of it. Cool. So you went to RISD, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. And you studied illustration.
Yeah, I did traditional work for the longest time, doing like pen, ink, painting. Did a lot of oil painting.
Is there any of that in your portfolio? Or
No.
are you just like, enough of that, goodbye?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So somewhere around senior year, I just kind of stopped doing traditional work, focused more on digital stuff.
Cool. Well, it's working for you. Wait, 101 nights. Was this a big project?
That was 1,001 nights, I think.
Oh, okay. I was like, that sounds really familiar.
Yeah, this is something I just felt like doing.
Is this actually 101 little illustrations?
Technically, because there's 100, but there's 2 of them that are conjoined.
Oh,
so
let's see if we can find them.
Yep, you scrolled a little.
Oh, these guys.
Yeah.
Cute.
So it's technically 101.
I like that. You're like, technically, and it's your own project. That's awesome. Wani says, wait, we want to see your traditional work too. Mark says no.
I think I have some stuff posted on Twitter. I think I just posted something because I'm trying to teach myself a little bit of Photoshop. Because I'm really bad at it.
That's so funny. It's usually the other way around, I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn Illustrator. That's awesome. Chat, if this is your first time in Illustrator, let us know, because Mark is going to take us on a beautiful vector adventure, I'm sure. And it seems like a lot of your work is kind of whimsical or fantasy-oriented. Is that what you're going to be working on this week?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Today I'm going to be making a sword.
I'm so excited.
I was thinking about this for like the past 2-3 days, and I kind of feel like making a sword based on a frog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you've been thinking about that for a couple days. Why? Why a frog?
Well, actually, today I opened up a pack of magic cards, and I got a mythic rare card that was a frog.
Whoa.
So I felt like, you know what? Yeah.
It's a sign. Why not? I personally love frogs. Great animal, great creature. Julie says, wow. Christina says, wow. That's
Cool.
what everyone can say. And Naga's wondering, do you like vintage video games? Is that where you get your inspiration?
Yeah, I grew up playing a lot of Legend of Zelda on the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of stuff goes back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Played a lot of Link's Awakening. That was my first Zelda game.
Gotcha.
And I probably beat it like 10, 15 times.
I've never beaten a video game one time, so that is really impressive. That's awesome. Cool, yeah, Ryan says awesome. Tim says very excited. He's very excited for the frog aspect. Me too. Cool, so you said today you're going to be working on a frog, and then what can we be looking forward to for the next couple days?
Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a character design. And
Also a frog?
Maybe there's going to be a little bit of a frog element to it. And then Thursday I'm going to do an environment.
Sweet.
Kind of like a top-down view, like in an old school video game.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at your places project in your portfolio, and I'm like, yeah, this seems like what's going to be going on Thursday, which is awesome.
Cool.
These look great. Cool, so we can jump into Illustrator and get started and chat. If you have any questions, please ask, because this is your time to shine. Mark is here from 3 to 5 today through Thursday. And like I said, just to reiterate, this week we're focusing on illustration, both in mobile apps, Photoshop, and Illustrator. So ask away.
All right. So usually I just kind of block in some kind of basic shape. So today it's just going to be a frog. So let's see.
Let's build this frog. Do you have an idea already, or are you just kind of like, frog, however it kind of appears is how it appears?
I kind of usually wing it and just do whatever I'm feeling that day. Let's see. And usually I kind of try to start out with one base color and go from there.
Gotcha.
So I'm thinking the handle of the sword is going to be the frog, and the tongue is going to be the blade.
That's cool. I like that.
I was looking at like toxic frogs, so I was thinking this is like a cursed sword. Makes the person go berserk.
Yes, sees visions, especially
Yeah.
when he licks the handle. It's like, yep. So like a poison dart frog kind of thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I'm thinking.
Those little guys are so cute and so dangerous. Alexander says hello from Serbia.
Ooh,
Wow.
Serbia.
Hello. Yeah, we love to hear where you are all from.
Speaking of Serbia, my family's from Croatia, right next door.
I was wondering, you had that Croatia illustration. It's like, I wonder why Croatia. There you go.
That was a request from my dad, actually.
And you have to do it because it's your family.
Of course.
Yep. Tiffany says, you're my kind of nerdy, sir. That's such a compliment, Tiffany. Hafid is wondering, how long did it take you to do the 101 Nights illustration?
I don't actually remember. I worked on it like for a while.
Just
So
blacked it out of
so-
your memory.
Yeah, kind of.
Cool, so like months, years?
I think it was just a month.
1 month. That's awesome. That's like
Month
a
or
couple.
two. I'm not sure.
Yeah, right. Julie is from Canada.
I've been there.
Been to that place. It's a nice place. And it already seems like you're adding some shadows and different values in, so you kind of just dive
Yeah.
right into the finished product. It's cool.
Having a little bit of trouble.
With the hotkeys and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not used to using a Mac.
Ah, yes. So what is your usual setup? What kind of hardware do you use?
I have a Dell L502X in was it XPS?
Don't know what
Laptop?
that means.
It is very old.
Okay. That's funny. Amber, who submitted your submission is private. So go ahead and upload that again in a public manner. Lauren is freezing in Old Michigan. Lauren, stay warm. I'm from Ohio, so I get the issue. Ooh, you seriously do like just jump right into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, I usually work like kind of piecemeal. So I'm gonna make the eye, And then I'm just going to duplicate it using groups. And I've been using a lot of shortcuts here. So like Control-C, Control-F to paste on top. And I'm also using a handy little mouse. And then actually the shortcuts are working on a mouse.
Yay!
So everything's all good.
That's awesome. Magic. So it's one of the mice that has the buttons on the side that you can program, like a gaming mouse.
Yep.
Nice. What kind is it? Is it a Naga?
It's a Logitech G602.
Oh. Lots of...
Kind of bought it on a whim because it has a bunch of buttons, and I felt like, you know what, if I have all these things on one hand, different things on the other hand, I can just kind of work faster.
Right. True. And you're like, more buttons in my life? Sounds good. Joe says that you are designing like a gamer.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. Joe, what do you mean by that? Is there a technique? Lauren says he's already a very cute frog. I agree.
Oh, okay. Let's see. That's gonna go there.
Is that a little eyebrow?
Nose, actually.
Is it nose? Yes.
Oh, because the blade's gonna be coming out.
Oh, that way.
Yeah.
I was seeing it totally upside down. Joe says that he is using a similar mouse. Oh, you're designing like a gamer because you're using a gaming mouse. Nice. Yeah, chat, so if you are just coming in, we do have a challenge for you. Today it is to make a superhero. Go ahead and click on the challenge tab to learn more about that, but we have a template for you that we'd like you to use. You can download it for free and then get that over to us in the next hour in 15 minutes, and you could win a free year of Creative Cloud if Mark chooses your winning submission.
Oh, gosh.
I know.
All the power.
Pressure. You can't shirk it onto me. I will not accept it. You have to decide.
So I usually work on a 6x6 canvas.
Yeah, why is that?
I started that way, so I just kind of fell into the groove of it.
Right.
And I just noticed my background has an outline. Let me fix that.
Get out of here, stroke.
There we go. All right. Continuing on.
Cool.
So I got the head here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna add the mouth. If I use like Control B, that'll paste it under.
Oh, so you just selected the blue of the head.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's see. No. I'm trying to figure out how to use the buttons on a map.
It's all surprise. Like a mystery. Miriam says, it's so interesting to watch this. I know, it's really cool to see different people's workflows. So you're using an underlayer so that the tongue can sit in between? I'm just interested to see how you build this, like where the tongue is going to be coming out of.
The tongue is going to be coming out from behind this part.
Gotcha, but it'll be on top.
It'll be on top of this
of
part.
Those.
Yeah.
It all makes sense. And chat, if you have any questions about how Mark works his magic and builds in Illustrator, please do ask. It's always cool to hear.
Now I'm going to put these two together using the Pathfinder and then use live corners. I made a duplicate of this, so if I just bring it down to the bottom, I hope. Oh, whoops. I didn't make a duplicate.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't see any duplicates happen. I must have done it when I was looking away.
And, wrong one. There we go.
Jim says, awesome, Mark, a fellow New Jerseyan. Hey.
We have the best bagels.
Do you?
That's what I've been told.
Okay. You can say it with authority. You do. Is it New Jerseyan? Is that what someone from New Jersey is called? Not a real New Jerseyan because he doesn't know. New Jerseyite?
Well, I really don't know.
No one ever talks about people from New Jersey, I guess.
Oh, not in a positive light.
Right.
But I can assure you, there's some really nice parts of Jersey.
Yeah, I believe it.
If you go, well, North Jersey is vastly different from South Jersey. And if someone tells you that Central Jersey exists, it's a lie.
They do not know what they're talking about.
It does not exist.
They are not a New Jerseyan.
Oh, well, I'm zooming in the entire screen. That's
Whoa.
All right, so I'm having trouble zooming in. I'm just gonna make this larger.
Cool. You can also do Command plus.
Command plus, okay. Oh, okay.
There you go.
Good to know.
Yeah, this is also a really big keyboard. I've never seen one with all of like the number pad on the right.
Yeah.
It's cool. At least a Mac one.
So I'm gonna keep duplicating things. And I'm gonna add a stroke to this. Oh, weird. Let's see, stroke. It's going on the inside. One in the middle. And make it a little bit thicker. There we go. Object, expand, hit enter. Put that together.
Whoa.
And do that. There we go.
Cool. I like how you actually use the ordering in your toolbar to move things around. I usually just use keyboard shortcuts.
I'm trying to use the brackets, but they're not quite working. I'm not sure why.
Should be Shift Command and then the brackets.
Okay. So, okay.
Yes.
So
If you have any Mac specific, I can probably give you the shortcut.
So I'm just trying to add a little bit more depth to this frog. The mouth at least.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Cool.
Oh, I just noticed the eyes have strokes.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Strokes everywhere. So I thought that you used the rounded corners tool to make those cross shapes, but really you just didn't. And it looks rounded. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's that part. Okay.
So do you ever sketch your work before you jump in, or you just jump in
Sometimes
Illustrator?
I don't.
Yeah.
Occasionally I have. And the trouble I have is sketching like an Illustrator.
Right.
And then bringing it back into Illustrator.
Right.
It's just too time consuming to draw straight lines and all these curves. And I'm like, so I just put it all together.
Right. Yeah, you don't really need to sketch. Gotcha. I like have to sketch first. If I want it to be a good end product, a sketch probably needs to happen. Because if not, things just, they don't have any constraints. They get a little wonky. And chat, if you want to follow Mark on Twitter, it is Mark Usmiani Art is your handle.
That's me.
And you can find all of his other social if you go to his Myportfolio, so markusmiani.myportfolio.com. Right below his name, there's his Behance, LinkedIn, Instagram, Dribbble, Tumblr, which I noticed that you actively post on your Tumblr.
Yeah, I've posted more on Twitter and Instagram.
Gotcha.
I just kind of, I don't know, I feel like Tumblr is slightly dying out.
I was going to say, it's dying, man. At least for certain types of content.
Yeah.
I think. The kinds that I'm interested in are dying. But it's had a good run. I've been using Tumblr since, like, middle school. Mikkel wants to know, what are the things that you are learning in Photoshop?
Well, Mikkel.
Mikkel.
I just kind of started just using the brush.
Yeah.
Just kind of, I don't know, learn as I go.
Right. Gotcha.
I used Photoshop in college, and I had a lot of trouble using it.
Why is that? What gave you trouble?
My computer.
Oh, right. I was going to say, like, the functions, no, just did not work on your computer.
Yeah. and I tried out Illustrator.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, what I would do is ink something and then bring it into Photoshop, clean it up a little, bring it into Illustrator, do a live trace, and then color it in using Illustrator, and it was such a weird and unnecessary process.
Yeah. That's so interesting, since you were a traditional artist, that you would finish in Illustrator. I feel like most traditional artists lean towards Photoshop, but it just wasn't really an option for you at that point.
Technologically, no.
Yes, right. But I think that this has driven you in a really interesting direction. It was out of necessity, but
Oh, for sure.
now it's a good thing. Miriam is wondering, is there a shortcut for expand? I'm pretty sure there is.
Expand?
Let's see.
Oh, like object expand? No, there's, from what I see here.
Oh, really? There isn't? Oh, yeah. No, there isn't. At least
I'm sure you can make one.
Yeah,
or
that's
an
true.
action.
Not one readily given to you, but you could definitely do an action. That's true. Which is basically a shortcut that you just make wizard-like, alchemy-like.
Alchemy.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to move on to the tongue.
Cool.
I'm going to try some pretty funky things on this one.
Ooh, do tell.
Well, hopefully I'm going to add like some really weird saliva on there.
Ooh.
So I use a lot of the live corners on things. I'm having a lot of trouble.
Oh, you're doing great.
All right.
It's not coming across.
All right, let's see what kind of.
There you go. You're kind of like changing your workflow out of necessity, but it's cool.
It's going all right.
It's going well. Kevin wants to know, are you going to use the frog's body and legs as the sword head, or the hilt, or the pommel?
I think I'm going to use the frog's legs as the hilt. And then kind of make the handle like a almost textured skin of the frog.
Gotcha. Skin of the frog. Mikhail says, I understand the Photoshop Illustrator workflow. I used to start in Photoshop and then switch to AI when I needed complex vector work done. There you go. And I often feel like it's Photoshop to Illustrator to Photoshop for like adding texture and whatnot.
Yeah, that's still something I need a lot of work on, adding texture.
Yeah, do you use much texture? It's more like you
not
build the
really.
texture.
Yeah, I build it. There we go.
But that works. As long as you can convey it some way, there you go. Richard says that this could also be some sort of whip. That's true. Frog whip.
Really weird, slimy frog sword.
Ooh, yeah.
With waggles.
Lauren says you could put a little fly on the tongue. Totally could.
I could make that the pommel at the bottom.
Yeah. Little swamp sword. Maria says, I can't wait to see the finished sword. I know, me neither. And I'm having a slight feeling that you might be able to do more than one sword.
I might be.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how complex you get. Aziz wants to know, what app are you using?
I'm using Adobe Illustrator.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite program.
So good to hear. So glad to hear that. Vlad wants to know, when do you add the shadows?
I just kind of add them as I go. I try not to use a lot of layer effects because then it gets really complicated when I'm using the eyedropper tool.
That's true.
So I just kind of work based on which colors look well together and which ones add a lot of depth to it.
Gotcha. And do you just mostly... No, it looks like you're even changing the hue when you pick different shadows.
I try to work in like almost like a yellow-purple range. So the brighter the color, a little bit more white, more yellow.
Yeah.
And the darker, use more blue and red.
Gotcha.
I try not to use too much black because then it just kind of makes
Flattens stuff.
It flattens things out and it's not as vibrant.
Yeah.
Which is one thing I'm really nitpicky about.
Gotcha. Yeah, right. I think if you have a lot of dark values, doesn't mean that you have to take away the saturation of your piece. Really bright dark values are pretty cool. Well, not bright, I guess. Saturated. Shannon says, I'm working on my work while listening to you guys. Shannon, what are you working on?
Something cool, I hope.
Yeah, hopefully it's cool. And I'd love to hear from you, chat, what you are doing today, if you are working on something creative, or if you're at work and we're on your second monitor. What do you guys do for a living, and how does creativity come into it? That's interesting.
Yeah, now I'm going to add like a drool effect almost on the tongue.
Whoa. How are you going to do this?
Well, I made a stroke outline, made it all bubbly using the cap and corner. And now I'm going to erase part of it because I only want to drool on one side.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to cut it up a little bit here and there. Well, a little bit more. Don't want it to touch. There we go. Highlight it all. Make it into a group. Take away the fill color. And now a dashed line. I'm just going to play around with the gap setting and just add some other dashes in there. I just kind of play around until it looks good, or at least kind of random.
Gotcha, yeah. Daniel says that he got home from vacation today, so he has car lag. Awesome, Daniel. Thanks for relaxing with us. Even though when you are driving in a car for a really long time, you're not actually doing anything, it kind of exhausts you.
Yeah, sitting still for that long is...
Right. Totally. Hafid is doing motion graphics for a fashion intro while listening to streaming from the iPad. Awesome.
Oh, cool.
Natalia is cooking at 1:30 a.m. Natalia, what are you making us?
I love to cook.
Oh, do you? Do you have a favorite cuisine type?
Not really. Anything with carbs, though. Pasta is number one in my book.
Gotcha. Yum. Shannon says, my uni work creating dreams for an illustration dream book. Gotcha.
Cool.
Some homework. Vlad wants to know, are you using a tablet? Because we can't see behind this monolithic thing in front of you.
No, I'm using just a little mouse. That's it right here.
Perfect.
And keyboard, which I'm not going to lift.
Yeah. Out of fear of ruining everything. Melissa's doing homework too. Nice, Melissa. What are you working on? Natalia is working on a heavy salad with meat. Ooh. Sounds heavy.
What kind of meat?
Yeah. Tell us everything. Tell us the recipe. How are you doing it? Sophia is watercoloring for a poster exhibit.
Ooh.
Awesome, Sophia. What is the poster exhibit about? Jim says, unfortunately, I'm doing some very dry site updates for a client, but I'm living vicariously through Adobe Live. Glad to hear it.
All right, I'm going to just group the tongue together. Oh.
Awesome. Now I see what you mean about the drool effect. All makes sense now.
Yeah, I kind of want to, I don't know, like a sticky frog tongue. I have no idea.
Some thick, sticky stuff. Kerwin says, I'm just here to party.
Oh.
Welcome, Kerwin.
Good for you.
Come to the right place? Maybe? This is quite the party.
Okay, I think that's good. Now for the feet.
Yay! Vlad wants to know, have you ever used a tablet and just preferred the mouse and keyboard, or have you not tried it yet?
Tablet for Illustrator? No.
Yeah.
I've used a tablet for Photoshop, and it is very strange for me.
It is strange.
It's that like disconnect of, oh, I'm drawing on here, but it's appearing up here. And then if you don't have a very good computer, there's a lag.
Yeah.
And it's...
Sometimes it's just more trouble than it's worth, depending if you're used to it. Like, I've been using a tablet for probably 10 years, and it's still hard for me to draw on. I prefer not to. Kevin says using a mouse with Illustrator would drive him nuts. Really? There's
Why?
so much clicking. It's perfect for a mouse.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Siraj, it's 5 a.m. in the morning, or 5 a.m., but illustration week is the best, so you're not sleeping. Thanks for being here with us, Siraj. It's awesome. Waking up early is not a bad thing. And coming from the East Coast, it was probably easy to wake up this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got up at 6 in the morning, no problem.
And you're like, let's go! When do I stream? I know, that's always the best, but then going back east is like, what day is it? How many years have I been asleep? Kevin says, I think we should get a club together and buy Mark a new computer so he can use Photoshop.
I'm hoping to get one soon.
Cool.
Not exactly sure when.
It's on the to-do.
But definitely a PC. I'm not a Mac person. It's
That's
just
fair.
too weird.
Yeah, it's fair. I grew up using PCs and then got a Mac for college, and now whenever I try to use a PC, I'm like, what are these commands? What's going on? I feel like I'm going to break it.
So I'm just going to mess with the preferences a little bit.
Ooh,
I'm
let's see.
noticing there's no smart guides going on right now.
Ah.
Oh, okay. Where are the preferences?
Oh, it should be under Illustrator CC.
Oh, okay.
Boom.
Guys and...
I feel so helpful. Usually I'm just sitting here talking, but it's like, yes, I can actually help.
Oh, it says it's on?
Oh,
That's weird.
interesting.
Huh. Okay.
Smart Guides, where you at? It's like, we're on, we just don't want to work. Natalia says that she was waiting specifically for Mark's stream because she really likes this kind of creativity.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around and cooking late into the night.
Oh.
Just for this. It might be in the window menu that you might be able to actually activate Smart Guides. Do you see them?
No.
Well.
Color, no, not color guide.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to wing it.
Cool. That's what we're all about here at Adobe Live. Winging it and making cool stuff.
Unless it's Control H? No. I know in, oh wait, I got this working.
Oh, and apparently it's under View, not Window, so we were just
okay.
one menu over. Oh yeah, this is more right.
More guides.
Says they're on.
Show grid? No.
Snap to grid? No.
Maybe? I don't think so. Huh.
Winging it's fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, chat, for being super helpful. Appreciate it. Just deciding not to work. So chat, if you are just tuning in, we've been live here with Mark for about 30 minutes. He is working on creating a sword in Illustrator today. Tomorrow he'll be working on character design of some sorts. And then Thursday he'll be working on some sort of environment. So a lot of asset creation going on here in the stream. If you haven't checked out Mark's work before, you can find him at Mark Usmiani pretty much everywhere. Mark Usmiani Art.
I'm lucky in that way that I have a unique name.
There you go. So find him. There's also info about him in the info tab at be.net/live, which is where you should be watching. It's the best place. And that's where you can also find out about the challenge for today, which is to create a superhero. So we already have about 5 or 6 submissions for this stream, and we'll look at them in just a little bit. There's all the info that you need in the challenge tab, so go check that out. We have a template for you to use. And then we're also going to be doing a giveaway in about 25 minutes. So make sure that you are signed into Behance with your Adobe ID or Behance login, and we'll tell you how to enter that in just a couple minutes.
Yeah. What have I done?
What have I done? I've created a monster. Don't cry, Mark. It's okay.
Trying my best not to.
I mean, if you need to, it's fine. We're here for you.
Just a group cry on Adobe Live.
Yeah, that's never happened before, but there's a first for everything. Or has it? I don't think it has. Bye, Kirk. Chat, say goodbye to him. It's delayed, so see you.
See you. Oh. I keep on thinking I have things just as I like them, but they're not.
This is a nice challenge for you. It's like, what kind of curveballs can we throw at Mark to make things way harder? Way more hard.
Alright, I think I got the shape like I want it to be. I'm
Sweet.
oh, there we go.
Perfect. Perfect enough, I would say.
Yeah. Alright. Bring it down a little bit.
So you just use Pathfinder to join it all?
Yep.
Gotcha.
I did not use Pathfinder for the longest time. I didn't know it existed.
Oh.
And, yeah.
Now it's your best friend.
Oh, it's one of the only tools I use.
Wow. Do you ever use the shape builder?
I've not. I think I've tried using it once,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really strange.
Gotcha. I feel like a lot of people who really like Pathfinder have a hard time using shape builder. But me, I'd never even used Pathfinder, so when I first learned shape builder, I was like, this is awesome. And now Pathfinder's weird to me. And chat is trying to name your frog. We've got Ribbit as an option.
Ribbit.
Pretty cute. What other options do we have? Do you have a name for the frog?
No. Not right now.
Not right now.
Yeah.
Lauren says Kermit. Lauren. Come on, a little on the nose, don't you think?
And he's not green.
Yeah, not green. Tim says Francis. It's a good name.
It's a good frog name.
Sprague. Ooh. All right, Hafid. See you later. Get some sleep.
Have a good night.
Yeah. Vicky says Joby. Joby's a great frog name. Blueby. So many interesting names are appearing right now. Sir Hopsalot. That's a good one. Gamma Bunta? Maybe that means something in a different language that I don't know, so I probably shouldn't say it. Because I don't know. Glenn, that's a great name, Ryan. Johan McFroggerson. He's got little webbed toes.
Yeah, like every frog.
True.
Good for swimming, good for jumping.
Good for kicking people. Kerwin says Naruto. It's a great frog name. Are you into any anime?
I did watch a lot growing up.
Okay.
I was big on Toonami.
Oh, yeah.
Late 90s.
Gotcha.
So, Dragon Ball Z,
Mm-hmm.
Mobile Suit Gundam. I used to watch all that stuff with my brother.
Memories, man. I miss
Yeah.
Toonami. Toonami
Well-
Tom.
It's still around.
Is it?
Yeah, Saturdays.
Well, I guess I don't have cable. I don't know. But I'm reminiscing in the golden era.
Yeah, Adult Swim brought it back.
That's awesome. That's where I first discovered anime, pretty much. Just flipping it on in the middle of the night. I'm like, what is this? I love it.
Let's see. Oh, whoops, wrong way. Let's do -15. There we go.
Oh, cool. So you're using type input instead of just moving it manually.
Yeah, I like to be exact.
That's really interesting. Is there a reason? You just...
It's just easier.
Mm-hmm. You can just make sure that things will be the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. Little frog.
Cute.
I'm gonna copy this, paste it on top. It's gonna look weird for a second, but trust me.
All right, we're trusting you. It looks weird, Mark. What's going on? Come on.
I'm just making a nice shadow.
Oh.
Put that together, copy it, and I can delete it. Highlight this group. Copy and paste. I'm gonna copy that one again, and that.
Whoa. Chat, are you watching this right now? Just some casual magic. So is that the subtract or the which one is that?
I use intersect, subtract, and unite.
Those are the three best ones.
There's the other one, the exclude, but I haven't really had any uses for that one yet. It's nice that it's there though.
Gives you options.
Yeah.
Miriam is like, what just happened? How? What's happening? So, unless Mark does it again during the segment, you can always watch the replays at the Creative Cloud YouTube channel. They're available right after the stream. They're uploaded immediately. No waiting needed.
And another thing I like to do is throw in effects like warp. So I'm going to warp the tongue a little bit. Yeah, it's going to look weird at first.
That looks
but throw in
violent.
Vertical. Lower it just a little bit. And now it's kind of like a scimitar.
Yeah.
Expand appearance. Rotate it just ever so slightly. And yeah.
Ta-da! There we go. And I noticed in your portfolio you have some animation in it.
Yeah, I've tried doing a little bit of animation work. Illustrator is great for that, so you can pretty much rig things like a puppet.
Yeah.
So if you want to bring it into Photoshop and do it frame by frame, you can do that. You can also bring it into Adobe Animate, which is the program I like using.
Oh.
It is the reborn Flash, right?
It is. New baby Flash.
I know a lot of people like using After Effects.
Yeah.
I tried using it.
It's a little overwhelming. Just a little bit.
It's a lot all at once.
It sure is. And like, if you don't know exactly what you need to do, there's just too many options. How do I do anything? I'm still a fan of just frame by frame in Photoshop. It does what I need it to do. It's fine. Raheel says, fantastic. I agree. Daniel says, what a pro. He knows what he's doing.
Me, a professional? Oh boy.
Oh, who, me? You are a self-proclaimed freelancer.
Self-proclaimed. Oh, anyone can proclaim that they are.
It's true. Very true.
And a little bit darker here. So I usually try to have the light source on the left.
For a reason? Keep things...
Well, in this part of the world, everyone reads left to right. So.
Hey, that's true. That's a really interesting point. I've never really thought about having kind of a universal lighting source. There you go.
All right. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Circle.
Circle, please. Miriam says, Adobe University needs to give a crash course on Adobe After Effects. I don't know what Adobe University is, but yeah, they should. Also, if you go to, say you go to the After Effects product page, so it's probably just adobe.com/product/After Effects, maybe. You can click on the Learn tab, and that is your portal to all the tutorials, any kind of Learn content like a manual on After Effects. You can also have access to the forums, which is a great place to ask questions and find out how to do things for any Adobe product. People there are very knowledgeable. They know just as much as the people who built the products, it seems.
Okay, so I realized Command is not Alt.
No.
Option is. Okay.
So this helps a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Well, that's good.
Fine.
Now you know. Oh my gosh, Tim, I was right. Adobe.com/product/After Effects. Look at me, knowing things. So what is this little crescent shape that you're working on? Is it a highlight or a shadow?
It's going to be the shadow.
Gotcha.
I have another one in between.
Ah.
I think. Alright, so that's that. Okay. Go back. So that's really weird. Command Z is back when on PC it's just Control Z.
Yeah, so basically Control is Command.
Okay.
On the Mac. Tim, who needs Google if you have Kathleen? She knows all the links. I'm the master of the links. Bless you. Somebody far away sneezed. All right, chat, we've got about 13 minutes until we're going to do the giveaway. Make sure you are logged in over on Behance. And if this is your first time watching Adobe Live, let us know in the chat right now. If this is your first time, we'd love to say hello to you. The giveaway is going to be a random giveaway, and all you have to do is be signed in. So this is a really good time to say hello if you haven't already, because that is how you get entered in the giveaway. But we still have about 10, 12 minutes before that. Chris Moore, it's his first time. David Cox's first time. Melissa. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. I always love to hear how people heard about Adobe Live. Did you stumble upon it on Behance? Did you get an email? Did your Creative Cloud give you a notification? Let us know. Did you hear it? Word of mouth? That's always exciting. Andrew Sanchez, it's his first time here. Luis is first time from Australia. Awesome, Luis.
Oh,
welcome.
Australia.
Tiffany got an email. Cool. Was it the email with my face in it? I noticed there was one last week. I was like, oh, there's me. And an email to everybody. Luis got a CC notification. Megan's boyfriend found it on Behance. Awesome, Megan. Kim was notified via the Creative Cloud app. Awesome. Patricia's first time from Italy. Awesome.
Italy's nice.
Yeah. Have you been?
Yeah.
Cool. Tell us about your travels.
I have been mostly in the Mediterranean area.
Ah.
I've been to Croatia several times. I went to Italy. Yeah. Let's see, where else have I been? Austria, I think?
I think.
I don't remember.
I went to a place. There were goats. I'm assuming there's like pastured animals.
There we go. I can zoom in this way. Perfect.
Ah.
Okay.
Illustrator, you're full of surprises.
All right.
Maria says, yay, Croatia. What's your favorite place in Croatia?
Well, my family is from Zadar. And that's mostly where I stayed in the past, like, I don't know how many times I've been there. But it is a really nice place, and if you're lucky enough to go, enjoy it.
Cool. Is it a cool place even if you don't have family there?
Oh, yeah.
Just beautiful?
It's big on tourism. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Kenji's first time, and he's from Honduras. Welcome, Kenji.
Oh.
Thanks for being here. Luis says, it would be cool if they could see your key commands as you go. Maybe we can set that up for tomorrow. But it might be confusing because you're not used to these key commands, so they might see a lot of the wrong ones and then the right one.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
I like his little spots.
Yeah.
So what kind of warrior would wield this sword?
I'm not sure. Maybe maybe a rogue or some sort of berserker. Because poisonous frog makes him go crazy.
Oh, that's true.
So I think that would help him in his many battles.
Right. I'm thinking some sort of like magically inclined rogue or berserker. Because there's definitely kind of a fantastical element to this. Spiritual. A skin diver. Yeah, David, that's a good one.
A skin diver?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You could fetch food with the sword. Yeah, you could. Little sticky tongue. It might be poison, though. Are you looking for other opportunities to add detail?
Yeah, just kind of look back at it, see how it feels, that kind of thing.
Chat, what do you think? Anything you think should be added? Subtracted? I think it's pretty cool so far.
Thank you.
Adobe Live Team almost went down. Yeah, Arian, you definitely still have time to work on your contest submission, challenge submission. Like Tim says, got another 39 minutes. We've got about 8 minutes until the giveaway, and at that time, we'll probably look at some contest or challenge submissions. Tim says, someone fell over. It might have been Gus. It might have been. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe the handle could have some more detail.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go for.
Cool. I see what you're doing there. Vladimir says, I never knew this was a thing. Where have I been? Vladimir, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Doesn't matter where you've been. All that matters is where you are now. I was going to ask a highly interesting question, but it flew out of my brain when Gus almost fell over. It distracted me. What was my question?
Well, if you remember, I'd be happy to answer.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Shannon says, going to bed. It's 1 a.m. here. Good night, Shannon. Thank you for being here. Yes, sleep well. But before they go, frog sword looking good. Thanks, Shannon.
Thank you.
I made it myself. Ooh, Nancy wants to know more about your color process. How do you pick colors, values, etc.? It looks like you definitely have a hierarchy of some sort.
So usually I stick with like one primary color or a secondary color. Like I just pick something out, and then I just kind of wing it. And when I'm feeling like it's nearly there, I just kind of highlight it all. And I go to this little pinwheel here, recolor artwork, and then it gives me all the colors I've used.
Wow, look at that, chat. And then from there...
And from there, I can edit them however I want to. I usually like to work CMYK, because then I know how much blue, how much red, how much yellow I'm using.
Yeah.
That kind of is back from like when I was oil painting and all that.
Okay. Makes sense.
That's how I learned to mix colors, so that's how I'm going to do it. And yeah, I'm going to simplify this a little bit and just pick one group at a time. So this is the little highlight at the top. I'm going to just brighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, it seems like your color palettes aren't super vast, but it does have a lot of shadows and highlights, which add a lot of kind of shades and tints.
Yeah, I try to go with like a lot of shades of simple color palettes. Like pick like an analogous color palette and then just kind of vary things from there.
Right. Add a little bit of depth, even with a simplified color palette. That's awesome. George is wondering, how did you do that? You just clicked the little pinwheel at the top toolbar, or you can search recolor artwork. It's a tool in Illustrator. Chat, we've got about 5 minutes until the giveaway. Make sure that you are logged into Behance. It's super easy. If you have an Adobe ID, you can just use that, or sign up with Behance. It's free. Don't be scared if you are watching and you have never signed up or signed in. Go ahead and do it. And then all the next times that you come back, you can just be signed in. It's super easy.
Oh, I like Jan's comment. It's a Jedi lightsaber.
Oh, nice. Oh.
Great pun.
Yes, he is the punniest of them all. Yeah, Melissa will be doing a giveaway very soon.
And add some highlights to Saliva as well.
Definitely. I think that'll make it more readable, for sure. Someone asked, oh, it was Nick, are you self-taught or did you go to art school?
I did go to art school. I went to Rhode Island School of Design. Well, shout out for them.
Woo woo.
And I actually kind of self-taught myself how to use Illustrator.
Oh, they didn't teach you?
No.
Gotcha.
Well, I had like a digital class, and we did one project in Illustrator.
Mm-hmm.
And
one single project.
Yeah.
They're like, here you go.
And it worked really well on my computer, so I just used it.
Nice. There you go. So do most people that go through RISD, are they mostly traditional artists?
Well, there's a couple of different routes you can take when you're in illustration, or at least there was when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
You can do traditional if you want. You can do digital. There were some classes that had like a little bit of sculpting, multimedia kind of stuff.
Cool.
And the nice thing was they would actually require you to take classes in other majors as well.
Oh, nice.
So you can kind of balance things that way too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to do illustration but learn some animation, you can. It was pretty nice.
Cool. So did you have like kind of a second thing that you focused on besides illustration?
I did a lot of printmaking actually.
Oh, interesting. Love that. Do you find that that is still inspiring your work today?
I'm not sure.
Not so sure.
I like to keep things really simple.
Yeah.
So I guess that lends itself to printmaking in some ways.
Right, and when you kind of simplify your color palettes, definitely goes back to printmaking where you're literally choosing print colors.
Yeah.
The more complicated. Chat, you got 2 minutes to stick around and say something in chat. We'll get that giveaway going in just a couple minutes, and we'll also start looking at submissions and maybe even give some feedback.
Ooh, I can't wait for that.
Yay! How do you feel about critique? You willing to do some critiquing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some light critiquing.
I haven't done any in 4 or 5 years.
Well, here we go. Gonna jump in. It's usually just like what's one thing that they did strongly? What's one strong aspect? And then what's something that they could work on? Lauren wants to know, where did I go to college? I went to Columbus College of Art and Design and also studied illustration. So we got 2 illustration grads up here. Woo woo.
It's a fun major, and kind of take it wherever you want to take it.
True. I was like interested in seeing how you were going to finish that statement. Yeah, I mean, you learn such a wide kind of array of skills.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what? Do whatever you want. Make stuff. That's what they teach you to do. Aline says, Mark's got such a soothing voice.
Really?
Soothing. Some ASMR with Mark.
Really?
Have you never heard that before?
I've heard my own voice, and
That's,
I
yeah.
feel like that's a, I don't know, general comment most people have.
Totally. I like never watch the replays of these streams because I'm like, I don't need to hear that, do I? The less I know, the better. Esther says, Kathleen, I almost went there. You almost went to CCAD? Awesome, Esther. Where did you end up going instead? Let us know. Paul wants to know, any motion design streams soon? I'm not sure, Paul. I know next week is mobile illustration. I'm not sure what the week after that is, though. Thomas, ASMR. ASMR.
Mm?
Like ASMR? ASMR.
Oh, okay.
Nice. All right, chat, it is that time for the giveaway. Are you pumped? Because I am. You could win this Photoshop throw pillow. It's like delightfully plump. For its size, it's got some good fluff to it. So chat, all you have to do is be signed into Behance with your Adobe ID or Behance login. Make sure you're at be.net/live. Log in and say something in the chat. If you have not said anything ever before, this is the time to do it. It takes a second to log in, and we just want you to say something. So you could say pillow, because I see that's what a lot of people are saying anyways. You could let us know your favorite Adobe program or app. You could let us know what kind of creative person you are, what you're studying, or what you pursue. And Adobe will work a little bit of magic and pick a random name from the mess, and you will be the winner of the pillow. Miriam wants to know what happened to the socks. We're giving the socks a break today. I'm not sure if they're
There
going
were socks?
Yeah, so we gave away like socks that had the little Adobe program icons all over them, which were super popular. I was not expecting that. But people love socks. Personality socks.
It's the best holiday present.
It's true. I agree. Everyone loves fun socks. And if you don't, I don't trust you. Ooh, somebody says animate is the best. Awesome, Nick. Glad you think so. Andres, InDesign is your favorite. Cool. Awesome. So like I said, Adobe Live Team will run a script and pick a random winner. Then after we got the winner, we'll look at some submissions.
Let's see. Okay. Just trying to figure out my windows.
Yeah, no worries. We do have a winner. Would you like to announce the winner of the Photoshop pillow?
Sure thing.
Their name is right over here. Do you see this?
Where? Oh. Daniel Newman.
Daniel, you are the winner of this specific Photoshop pillow. Do you want it? No,
Congrats.
I'm keeping it. You can't have it. We'll send you another one. How about that? So Daniel, Adobe Live will be in contact with you in your Behance messages. Congratulations. Thank you everyone for being here. Make sure you come back tomorrow for more giveaways, but we also still have the challenge to go over today. So like I said earlier, today's challenge is superhero. We want you all in chat to create a superhero using the template that we provided within the challenge tab at be.net/live. So here are some submissions that have been sent in already, and Mark is going to give a little bit of feedback. So what he thinks is strong, and then maybe something that you could work on for next time.
I really like the color palette. It's really bright, and it's really nice how you kind of organized it with the blues and the yellows there.
Yeah.
One thing to work on. Maybe some more details.
Like what?
Maybe in the pants area.
Yeah,
and
I
the
agree.
shoes. I'd like to see something yellow there, just to kind of match with the arms.
Yeah, I agree. If you kind of just glance over it with your eyes over the whole composition, when you get to the legs, it's like lacking, like you said, a little bit of detail. I think these glowing elements are really nice. You could bring something like that down to the bottom of the feet where the smoke is coming out. Becochez in the house. And Yashai, I like that you told us that, yes, you are actually a ginger.
Oh, wow.
Good to know. Very good to know. Awesome job, Yashai. We will be picking from this list and the rest of the submissions a winner for a free year of Creative Cloud. All right, we've got Super Mask. What do you think?
I really like this one.
Yeah, he's fun.
This is really cool. I like the highlights. I would say maybe play around with the arms. Maybe add some muscle to them. Just kind of
What are you saying,
exaggerate
Mark?
them.
Huh? Does
I
not
don't
got
know, just
muscle?
play around with it.
Yeah, I think so. I think you could really make this character design your own. Really finagle it a little bit. I think one thing that is a little confusing to me is I feel like this color is the only place that this pops up in the whole composition. Maybe you could insert it.
Teal?
Yeah, the teal. You could insert it somewhere else. Maybe his shoelaces or his shoes are that color.
Maybe some small details on the mask by the eyes.
Yeah, definitely. You could really go crazy with this luchador mask. But nice job.
Yeah,
All
really
right,
cool.
on to the next Lady Elves.
Oh, wow.
Very fantastical.
Very
Look at
cool.
this detail on the dress. Nice.
I like the two tones on the wings.
Oh yeah, nice.
It either makes them feel like they're fluttering or like there's a lot of depth to them with the feathers. Either way, really nice choice.
Yeah. Cool. So maybe something that they could work on?
I'd say the placement of the antlers. Just
Oh,
bring
why
them
is
down
that?
a bit.
Yeah.
Because right now they feel like they're on top, makes it kind of really tall.
Yeah. Right. Definitely is tall. I think that they definitely mimic the shape of the wings, which is nice. But you're right. It does look tall, and it almost looks a little disconnected because there is very little overlap. Where the rest of the piece, it's like the arms overlapping the wings, overlapping the head. So yeah, but nice job. I think that's a bit of a nitpick. It's really nice. All right, Natalia submitted the wasp.
Oh, very cool.
Cool pattern in the background.
Yeah. Maybe play around with the antennas.
They could
I
be
feel like-
fun.
Yeah, a little bit more fun to it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, this is really solid.
Yeah, I like that you added a vignette and kind of a reference point for them within the space. They have this nice little honeycomb shape around them. Cool pattern. Good shadows, too.
Really cool.
Nice job. Captain Adobe.
Is that his sidekick, or?
I don't know, but I like her more. Little cat girl, super cute.
Captain Adobe. I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Not sure what I would add to it. I want to say like a utility belt, but I don't know if that would fit. I mean, he has a tie, so it's very business-like.
Yeah. Or almost like Superman, like that's his shirt underneath his shirt that he rips open. I think what I'd like to see is maybe a little bit more story. Like, who is this little creature? What other kind of clues can you give us in the composition that tell us a little bit more? It seems like this is like a window and he's standing on a ledge, maybe?
Or a mouse, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, or a mouse. So it's not totally clear, and maybe some clarification would be helpful to tell your story. But nice job. All right. She's casting some sort of pin tool spell on him.
Cool.
Any thoughts?
I like it. I think maybe you can brighten up the dress a little bit. And maybe the buttons on top could be pen tool icons as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
That would really tie it together.
And make this maybe into...
Or if you want to go with brushed, you can also use a brush too.
Yeah, either or.
Yeah.
Nice. I think I like the interaction between two characters. It definitely helps to tell any kind of story is when you have more than one thing interacting with each other. And when you said make the outfit a little bit brighter, why is that?
It's kind of dull right now. I think if you punched it up a little bit more, it would be a little bit more eye-catching.
Yep.
And it would have more contrast, her as a character with the other guy.
Yep. Right, I agree. And also this purple, this is really the only place you see it. So you can make it more similar to this magenta up here. But yeah, really cute. Got a lot of personality in this one. We've got a really jacked Creative Cloud man. So here are your muscles that you wanted.
I like the use of the shadows being the same color as the cape.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like they might be a little darker, but it's very similar.
So I think that's a really nice detail to it. Huh. Where to work? I'm not sure. Maybe the cape. I don't know. We could play around with it a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a solid color palette.
Colors are nice. I think there might be a little bit of congestion down here with the bottom of the moon, making maybe a little bit of a tangent with the bottom of his feet and the bottom of his cape, and just lots of intersection right here. So this is where my eye goes first, because there's just a lot going on. I mean, it also goes up here because that's where contrast is, but you could either move him up a little bit or extend his cape even further down. That would be cool, but nice. He's got many muscles.
Oh,
whoa. This is a resubmission, it seems. We had Portal Woman.
I remember seeing this one earlier today.
Right, so they did make quite a few changes in the color palette and decreased the grain, which was one thing that we thought about. What do you think about it?
One thing I would change is the portal colors.
Oh, okay.
Because at first glance, it kind of looks like her hand is turning into the portal there.
Oh.
So if it was like a drastically different color, like maybe an orange or a yellow,
yeah,
that would really help.
Yeah, I think so. I totally get where you're coming from. Yeah. Or just either change the color of the portals or change the color of her outfit.
I do really like those colors, though.
I do, too. Yeah, and I think definitely you should have this yellow somewhere else, so that could be the portal color. Might be a good option. All right, so those are the submissions that we have for now. Chat, you have about 20 minutes left to get more submissions in. If you are resubmitting, like Portal Woman is a resubmission, make sure that it's pretty much a completely new submission so that we can judge it again 100%. And the winner of this challenge will win a free year of Creative Cloud, which is amazing. Patricia, tomorrow, same time? Yes. We'll be live 9 to 5, and Mark will be back at 3 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it's not over yet. Don't leave yet.
We're still having a lot of fun here.
Woo woo. We've got about 45 minutes, I think.
Gosh.
Oh gosh. Time for another sword?
If you'd like.
No, I mean, maybe after you finish this one, there will be more time.
Sure.
And all of a sudden, I got very congested. Sorry, everyone. Ooh. What are these little guys gonna be?
I think this is going to be a fly at the bottom.
Oh, cool. Like someone in chat said. Love that.
I like taking suggestions from people. It's kind of, I don't know. The more ideas you bring into things, it just makes it more fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think people can get a little like protective or defensive when they get feedback or like backseat designing. But I think when people give ideas, it's really cool. It's not like you have to take their idea.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you do, then now it's a collaboration and it's fun. So you said that you had streamed on Twitch a couple times.
Yeah.
Did you find a lot of like backseat designing or collaboration on that platform?
No, not really.
Nice.
I don't speak on Twitch, so it was really tough to communicate with people.
Right. Would you type to them?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I would kind of just drop what I'm doing, talk, and then go back and forth that way.
Right.
And I tried to get it to everyone, but yeah, you never know.
Right. Gotcha. Maria says, I love the integration of the fly. I know. Very cool. This frog looks like a kendama game. Oh, is that when you're like trying to catch the little ball in the cup? That's cool. Totally. Ooh.
Sorry.
Sorry, it could be a kendama game where on the string there's like a little ball but with little fly wings. That would be cool. The string could be pink. All right. TM, copyright. It's mine. I'm going to make it. You can't stop me.
All right. Cool.
Ooh, a little bit of movement.
Yeah,
Little
just
dynamic
kinda make
angle.
it look a little more exciting.
I think there's those little things that you can do that you might not always think about, like, oh, I'll just make it diagonal. And now it's like, whoa, so exciting. But you didn't really change anything. Just moved it around a little bit.
Yeah. Just a little bit, just to give it a little bit more interest.
Right, chat, do you have favorite things that you like to do in your projects that are like those finishing touches? Like how you're adding the little drool droplets? It's like perfect detail. That it's not like you have to do that to make it readable.
It just gives it a little bit more fun.
I agree. Christian, how often do these streams come on? We are here every Tuesday through Thursday, pretty much 9 to 5 p.m. Pacific time. And every week we have different themes. So like this week is illustration, focusing specifically on desktop illustration, although Lydia is working on a little bit of mobile illustration too. And then next week is all mobile illustration, which I'm so excited about.
All right, so now I'm just gonna kind of play around with the colors. See what, I don't know, whatever I feel like is fun.
Whatever I feel like is fun at the moment.
I think I might make the frog more purple.
Oh. Is there a reason, or are you just feeling that?
Just feeling it.
I like how that's your answer for like everything. Like when we're like, what are you gonna do tomorrow? You're like, I don't know, whatever I feel like. It's like, all right, sweet. It's always an adventure. Melissa wants to know where is your inspiration for the frog sword? Where did it come from? You said the magic cards that you opened?
Yeah, I opened a pack of magic cards today and I got a really rare frog. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do a frog.
Yeah, you can honor those magic gods and make a frog sword. Do you play a lot of Magic or do you just collect the cards?
My friend from college plays, and whenever I see him, I play.
Nice.
It's not very often, but oh, just something to pass the time.
Yeah, very cool. So is Magic, is that Hearthstone? Do you play that?
No, I think that's Blizzard.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't know.
I've played it though.
That's I always like the visuals in Hearthstone. Very cool. Adobe Live's laughing at me, probably because I'm talking about Hearthstone. And he's the master. Yashai, you updated your submission. Let's see.
Oh, cool.
Cool. So I'll show this again after the deadline, if that's okay, Yashai. Also, Yashai, you're here a lot, and I just want to make sure that I'm pronouncing your name right. Can you, spell it out phonetically in chat? Yashai? Let me know. Melissa says, I wish I got inspiration like this. Melissa, what do you get inspiration from? We were talking earlier during Kirk's stream about getting inspiration from spheres of influence that kind of don't have anything to do with what you focus on. Mm-hmm. So if you're an illustrator looking at film and being inspired by that, or looking at nature or Renaissance painting, whatever.
Marvel movies are really great for that. Mm-hmm. Like I watched Thor Ragnarok on the plane.
Perfect.
Great movie.
The aesthetics match up very well with your work, I think.
A lot of bright colors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that is to say, if you're looking in these other spheres of influence, you have less of a chance of just pulling directly from another illustrator that inspires you, and maybe not making something that's super unique or innovative.
Another great way to find inspiration is just take a couple of things that you like, put them all together.
Smash them.
There was a project I did back in college where I did weird hybrid animals where I just made 3 lists and rolled dice.
Cool.
And whatever I got, I put them together.
That's fun.
So you can create systems to inspire you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree. That's a great way to do personal projects. When I was in school, I had a professor, his name's Andy J. Miller, and he has an awesome podcast called Creative Pep Talk. But that was one of the projects that he kind of coerced us into, was combining 2 totally random things into a daily piece of social media that we would post. And a lot of people got tons of following and a lot of hype around these random projects that they created because they were combining Zelda and Italian cooking. And people loved it. They eat it up.
I feel like that would be really big now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Perfect.
Zelda cooking game. That'd be really fun, actually.
Just made those 2 things up. That would be fun. Trademark, it's mine. As well as the frog kendama toy. Miriam is wondering if you should add some depth to the tongue as well, since you're adding it everywhere else. You have a little bit of shadowing on the tongue. Mm-hmm. Guess some could be running vertically.
Sure. I can do this. Now, usually when I make a shape within a shape using the original shape, I just do Control-C and then Control-F twice.
And what does that do?
Well, if I do, let me show you. Take a shape, Control-C, now it's copied, and if I hit Control-F, it copies right on top.
Mm-hmm. Paste on top.
Yeah. And then twice, now I have 3 of them.
Cool.
So if I take one, do this, it's already within the other shape, so I don't have to move it, make sure it's aligned.
Right.
Which is not too hard when you're using a square, but a weird shape like this, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right. So why do you make 3 then?
I have the original.
The original, okay.
And then 2 to work with.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. I see. Anna's wondering about your shadows. How did you learn about the best placement and number of levels of depth?
It just kind of go with whatever I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. If I want something to be really rounded, I go a little bit more. If it's just a couple levels, then it's just 1 or 2.
Yeah, how stylized you want it?
Yeah. It really depends on how you're trying to convey it. Here, I'm really trying to make this tongue look like it's flying out.
Yeah.
So I have a lot more shadows at the base.
Oh, I see. That's really interesting technique. Jim says, love to see you working. It's so relaxing. Isn't there something relaxing about seeing someone else's process? I think so.
Oh, sorry.
Whoop. So chat, you've got about 9 minutes to get your submissions in. We've got a couple really awesome ones just come in since we showed the last batch. It's going to be a tough decision for Mark. And we'll do the same thing, give some feedback on your awesome designs. I'm really excited to see what the challenge will be tomorrow. What do you think, chat? What will it be?
So this is pretty much done. So I'm gonna make a lily pad shield.
Oh, sweet.
Just stick with the frog theme.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, Adobe Live, you've got it. Totally. Just 35 minutes left of the stream, so ask any lingering questions you have while you can.
I'll try to answer them all.
You better, or else you can't come back tomorrow. Just kidding. You have to come back tomorrow to answer the rest of the questions. Jim, I'm more from Photoshop. I work on Photoshop and watching at the same time. Gotcha. So you're working in Photoshop and watching some Illustrator magic. That might be a little bit confusing, Jim. So nice. Good on you. Denise would like to know, how did you cut the circle that way? How you do this?
I'll show you. So each time you draw a circle and you hit A, or V actually, you get this little thing right over here, and that divides it.
Oh, is that the radius tool? Maybe what it's called. Very nice.
Usually I have the options for it right here, but I don't know where they are. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
So.
Oh, you can pick.
Yeah.
I see.
And then if you want the opposite, just hit there. There you go.
Hey, you learn something new every day. Denise, great question. JC's like, what? I know, mind blown.
So I'm gonna edit this dash a little bit.
I think it's really cool the way that you use dash, especially how you used it in the saliva on the blade. I wouldn't have never thought to use just a dash line for that. Super cool.
Oh, thanks. So yeah, I use it that way because I'm trying to mimic like an organic feel to it, which I have trouble with Illustrator with that. So anything to make it look like it's hand-drawn is really great.
Yeah, helpful. Anne says, that tip for the radius tool was worth watching this entire broadcast. Glad to think so, Anne.
I hope my face was too.
Yeah, Mark was here the whole time, Anne. I don't know if you knew that. Lauren wants to know, what is your go-to karaoke song, Mark?
Oh.
Please tell me you do karaoke.
What's the name of that song?
You have to sing it. That's the only way.
Oh, no, I only sing after a lot of drinks. It's that Meredith Brooks song.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's early maybe not early 90s. It's I don't know if we can use
Is it
vulgarity.
the B word?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Everyone knows that one. Might just not know who sings it. That's funny. All right, chat, what are your go-to karaoke songs? I haven't done karaoke like in a public space. I've done it like at house parties. And Macklemore is what I always end up going to. Just rapping it like it's hot.
Cool.
Cool. Welcome back, Mitch. You're lost? You're here, Mitch. You're not lost.
I'm sorry if you're feeling lost.
Sit down, Mitch. Have some water. It'll be okay. Daniel says, go your own way.
That's a good one.
Karaoke song. Totally. Mr. Director is wondering, do you have any animators that you like or that influence you? Or any animations, like cartoons?
Cartoons?
Sure, take it however you want.
Probably my favorite is the Venture Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Really funny. Great references.
Any that inspire you for your work?
There's forgot his name, but I want to say it's Scott Benson.
Okay.
He just did Night in the Woods.
Oh.
Really cool game.
Yes, super cool. Yeah, that's Scott Benson.
All right, cool. I got it right.
Very cool. That's a beautiful, beautiful game.
Mm-hmm. His other work is really nice too.
Andy says, "Go Team Venture." Venture Bros. Oh no, Mitch. So Mitch has been working on filling out his portfolio for his dream job, and it got filled.
Ooh.
Sorry, Mitch. That's really, really disappointing. I know that feeling. But it's okay, because it wasn't meant for you, and something better is on its way. It's true. Believe it. Hey, Graton. Thank you so much for being here. He says, "This is great. First time I've seen these broadcasts. How often do they happen? Lucky for you, they are weekly. Every Tuesday through Thursday. 9 to 5 p.m. is our usual time slot. And this week we're focusing on desktop illustration. As you see, Mark is working on a really cool lily pad shield after he finished his frog sword. And then next week is mobile illustration. So we got Mark Crilly coming next week. Kyle T. Webster is going to be here. Robzilla. Jax is going to be here. It's going to be great. Yes, Tim, this is the last couple minutes that you can submit to the challenge for today. We are challenging you to make a superhero, and we've provided a template for you to download and work off of that we'd like for you to use. Go to the challenge tab at be.net/live. And if you're not watching us on Behance, come on over to Behance. It's the best place to watch. You got 2 minutes. Get those in, because if you don't, then that's the end of the challenge, and it's going to be different tomorrow. Even if you're not done, get those submitted. Esther is wondering, what workspace do you use in Illustrator? Do you have a specific one?
No, I kind of just go with Essentials, I think.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense.
I try to keep things basic. And I'd say if anyone's trying to learn it, learn one tool at a time. Yeah. And play around with it. And when you have a good control over that, throw in something else and just keep going that way. And True. It's great because that way you kind of develop your own style too. Because no one's going to learn it in the same combo as you. No, totally. There's a million different ways to skin this cat. That is Illustrator. Mr. Director has kind of a existential question. So he's wondering, you notice that a lot of modern artsy people have a very hipster look physically and act a certain way. Oh. But Mr. Director does not look hipster and does not act that way. And he's wondering if he'll be taken seriously as a designer because he doesn't fit into the current zeitgeist of today's artsy people. What do you think? That's a strange question. I've never been asked that. I think, I don't know, if you feel that way, you should try to have your work speak for itself. True. And really just dress and act how you feel comfortable. Yeah, I agree. And I feel like often, Mr. Director, when you get work, people don't know what you look like unless you have like a picture of yourself on your portfolio. But oftentimes, like, I'll meet people that I've been talking to for months, and I'm like, oh, I had no idea that's what you look like. Cool. Sweet. Yeah, like I don't have any photos of myself on Twitter. Yeah. I try not to have them on Instagram too often. Right. It's really your choice. But so, yeah, to answer your question, I don't think that'll be an issue of you being taken seriously. And I think if a large group of people look a certain similar way and they're following a trend, it's fine. Doesn't mean you have to. Yeah. It's all good. All right, that is the deadline for the submissions. I will work on getting them opened up so we can look at them in a minute, and that means that we have about 25 more minutes here with Mark until the end of the day, which is kind of sad, but don't worry, we'll be back at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're going from 9 to 5 this week, so let me get those submissions open.
Yes, we will have a new submission, new challenge tomorrow.
I'm excited to see what everyone makes.
Yeah. Chat, do you have any ideas about what it's going to be tomorrow? Usually it has something to do or is inspired in some way by one of the guests. Although I don't know who today's was inspired by. Maybe nobody's. Oh, Nicole, I'm sorry. The link wasn't working for you. That really stinks. Lauren says Mark is a superhero. It's inspired by him. All right,
what?
Lauren.
Me, a superhero? I'd be pretty bad at that.
Oh, how do you know?
I'm not very physically capable.
You could have all kinds of tools to make
like
you
Batman?
yeah. True. Although he did train in a desert or whatever for a long time.
It's true.
I don't know anything about Batman, clearly. Oh, I see. So Logan was designing a superhero design this morning. He was working on some Black Panther fan art stuff. So it was inspired by that. Awesome. Yeah, if you were not here this morning, we had Logan working in the morning on some Photoshop drawing, which was really nice and textural. We had Kirk after that working on some vectory poster design. Lydia after that working on some really cool augmented reality poster design animation. And then we got Mark here working on some sweet fantasy assets. Yeah, JC, going back to Mr. Director's question about not looking the part, JC says your work will speak for itself. Ultimately, that's what you'll be judged on. Maggie, totally true. She says, if there's one thing superheroes teach us, it's that we all have the power for greatness inside of us. But only if we get bitten by a radioactive spider.
Very true. I also watched Spider-Man on the plane.
Wow, you watched a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they had a good list of movies.
Nice. It's like, what, 6.5 or 7 hours?
Yeah, just about.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Perfect. Mr. Director says, looking forward to seeing a winner. A whole year of Adobe Animator is a good thing. Oh, totally. Adobe Animate. So yeah, the winner of the challenge would win a free year of Creative Cloud, which is access to all of the apps. It's also access to using the mobile apps with their Creative Cloud counterparts. And you would also have access to a Myportfolio site, which is run through Behance. And even I noticed your portfolio was in Myportfolio.
It's a really great system you guys have on that.
Thank you.
Easy to use and easy to customize. So you can really have it do whatever you need it to. So it's really great.
Yeah, maybe we can pop over to my screen real quick and show Mark's portfolio. This looks like a portfolio that you would get through Squarespace or Wix or any other kind of big brand portfolio sites. But no, this is totally through Behance, and it comes free with your Creative Cloud subscription. So it basically just pulls projects from your Behance, and you can even pick and choose which ones you want to be on your Myportfolio. There are different themes and skins. So really nice. Check it out. If you have a CC subscription and you don't have a Myportfolio, you should do it. Myportfolio is also a Myportfolio. Thank you, Lauren. Yes. My throat is a little scratchy. Maybe that's a cue for me to stop talking so much. Oh no, Mitch does not like Myportfolio.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mitch, try again. You might like it. All right, so I'm gonna get all these submissions open and maybe we can take a peek-see.
Sure thing.
All right. So here is the first one by Tetsuya Aoki.
Whoa.
I know, cool, right?
Really nice.
Let's see if I can make these bigger. Nice, very dynamic pose. Symbolized.
I like the stylization on the his powers.
Yeah, right.
Oh, really nice.
Frosticia. Cool, so it's just these two in this project. Something you think is strong and something that they could work on for next time.
I think the color palette and the character design is really strong on that. That one. I think composition-wise, if you brought down some of the rocks and kind of have them feel like they're flying up,
gotcha,
instead of all being up there, it would give it a lot more. It would make it seem like he's actually using his powers.
Yeah, I agree. To me, it just feels like he's holding them in place up there, which he might be doing, but it might be a little more exciting if he was kind of shooting them around. All right, this is the update from Yashai.
Cool.
So it looks like there's a little more detail down here. He brought the yellow down and even added a little bit of glow at the feet.
Cool, cool.
So great job integrating our feedback. This is Heroes Among Us Firefighter.
Oh, wow.
Cool, so something that you think is strong, something that they could work on.
I like the drawing of it. I think you could work on the fire behind him. Because right now, the character himself seems like it's stylized like an icon almost. And if the fire had more of a distinct shape to it, it would really help with that.
Yeah, right. And actually, to go back to this first one, people are wondering, how would they make it look like the rocks are flying? And your tip was to maybe bring them down a little bit?
Yeah, you can bring the smaller ones down, so you can kind of do in like a size order of like small little pebbles at the bottom and the large one at top.
Yeah, maybe even have a little bit of overlap on top of the character to show that movement. Alrighty, let's move on to the next one. This is by Kimberly. Let's get this zoomed in.
Ooh.
Thumbs up. He's very happy about this superhero.
Cool.
Cool, what do you think?
I like the color palette with the pink and the blue. I think you can darken up the her suit a little bit because it's kind of vibrating right now with the dark blue and the black.
Yeah. Right, so you think that this should be darkened up? Gotcha. I agree. Although I do respect the use of kind of a highly saturated, darker value. Nice job. All right, it's by Katrin.
Ooh.
Does she have fangs? No, I think those are just her teeth, but that would be cool.
Wearing a hood? I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, maybe it's like the bottom of your face covering like a ninja.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Cool.
Looks like this says something. Oh, she's holding a donut in her mouth. I see.
Right.
And she's holding donuts. She's the donut ninja. And this is Floating Fry Guy. He's holding french fries and they float. That's his special power. That's funny.
Could you use them like daggers, like throwing daggers?
Or he just makes friends with people and says, here, have some french fries. And he shoots them right into their mouth.
He would be very popular.
Yes. He's like, stop talking, eat some fries. Cool, so what do you like and what would you work on?
I would maybe make the fries a little bit bigger. I do like the ideas, but I feel like it's a little hard to see.
Yeah, right, and I noticed that they are on his cape too, so that's pretty cool. I think these are
I
nice.
didn't even notice that.
Yeah, these are nice examples of like maybe if you were doing a turnaround for a character for animation, because the pose isn't super dynamic, but if you did want to make it like a full illustration, maybe he would be actually doing something with his fries. But yeah, cool superpower. Very creative, and I see this little donut barrette in her hair. Very cool.
Ooh,
Wowza.
scary.
Your frog sword won't save them, hero. Whoa, Andre. This is a totally new submission, and this is a great example of submitting more than one time during the day, but with completely different things. So what do you think?
You're definitely getting the whole vibe of being like scary around. Yeah, so I really like that. I don't know. Maybe make them frown, or maybe they don't even see him coming. I'm not sure.
I think that's that. They're like having a nice romantic date in the scary forest. I feel like the colors on the creature are a little jarring to me because it's like it's all so dark and kind of scary, and then there's this bright red and bright blue.
And the character's a little bit more pastel.
Right.
So there's a little bit there.
Right. Not saying it's a bad thing, just saying maybe it's a little confusing. But cool. I like how you made like a full poster. It's like a full story, a full composition. Nice job. I'd love to see this totally finished, like with the background totally rendered out. Nice job, Andre. All right, so I believe that they took inspiration from this, which was part of the template, and then sketched out their own superhero and villain. So I think this is Illustrator Girl. I know, smacking them
with a tablet?
Yeah, like an iPad, which would make a great smacking device, I think. And he's just flying. That's amazing. This one is by Marie. So what do you think?
Funny.
Yeah, it is funny. It definitely is very dynamic.
Yeah.
So props to you, Marie.
So yeah, I do like the poses, and I like the comedy aspect of it. One thing to work on, I would maybe add a little bit more harmony in your color palettes.
True.
I do like that they're opposite, but I feel like you can play around a little bit more and kind of have them on two different sides of the spectrum of colors.
Yep.
But like have them go well together.
Yeah, I agree. I think something that's a little confusing to me is, especially in the superhero down here, how the line weight varies pretty pretty wildly. So like her earrings, the line is very thin. Her ponytail, it's very thick, although it is one of the furthest back things. So maybe thinking about the width, depending on how far forward something is. But nice job, very dynamic. All right, this is Karina.
Ooh.
I know, this is cool. Different style.
I like that the mask looks like one of those, I forgot the name.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a Daruma.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, totally.
All right.
That's awesome. I wonder if this has a name, if it harkens back to that. Yeah, Daruma.
Oh, okay.
Hero.
Right.
Nice. So what could they work on for next time?
Maybe the placement of the clouds, and maybe try to vary the size up a little bit more.
Right. Like this little guy's good, but we need like a mid-size.
Yeah, or make one of them drastically larger.
Right.
I like that the kind of the visual language of her hair and the clouds are very similar. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I agree. And I also like, this kind of goes back to what I was maybe critiquing on in the previous one, but the line weight here is all pretty similar. Maybe down here it's a little thick, but for the most part, when there is a line, it's pretty fine and wispy, which matches together. So nice job. All right, here is the Superman again, but they took our critique and they changed it a little bit.
Cool.
So they moved the cape down so there's no more tangent. Nice job.
Yeah, I like it.
I think it works a lot better.
Yeah.
All right, this is Chin, and they said that they only did this in like 15 minutes, so don't judge it too difficultly. But Jamon, right? That's right, the name rememberer. Remembers your name and how to pronounce it. I hope I pronounced that right. I think there's definitely an element of comedy here. It's very appreciated.
And I really appreciate the polka dots in the tie.
Oh.
I love polka dots.
Oh, how did you know? There you go. Nice job. Do you have difficult to pronounce names back here? That's awesome. So something that they could work on next time.
Maybe the typography on her shirt.
Oh.
Maybe put it into a logo or something to play around with it.
Yeah. And I appreciate that you used the same typeface down here. And then you have your secondary typeface here. Maybe you could use this one in here just to keep things pretty tight. I don't know if you need 3 different weights and typefaces within the same illustration. But for doing this in 15 minutes, I think this is laid out really nicely.
Yeah.
It's a great job, and it's funny.
Oh.
This is art director, man. Nice, Ryan. I like the color of his uniform. What are your thoughts?
I like it. I think if you used a little bit more contrast in the colors, I feel like they're just a little too similar.
Yeah, they're pretty similar up here, especially this part that's like his logo.
Yeah, I feel like if that was brightened up and the cape was a little bit darker.
Right, and I appreciate you using kind of the highly saturated shadows, but this blue feels a little out of place to me. Maybe because it's such small slivers that it's like, oh, where did that come from? And maybe if they were larger and maybe found in other parts. I see that there's this cloud down here. That might be a good place to use more of this darker value. But nice job. I also noticed this little rim shadow on his nose. Nice.
Oh. Whoa.
All right, Danielle, Captain Time. This kind of reminds me of like a me from
from
a Wii?
Nintendo?
Yeah. Cute. All right, what do you think?
I think if you did a little bit less with the background or have it just kind of uniform color, it would bring out the character a lot more.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is the intention, but I kind of like having two of the character because I don't know, for me it seems like it's a little bit with time travel, like he was there and then he went back in time and he sees over here. So maybe play around with that kind of idea.
Yeah, like there's an alpha timeline,
Yeah.
beta timeline. Yeah, that's cool. And I like this kind of concentric circle thing that also kind of harkens back to time travel and the cyclical nature of time, but I do kind of feel like adding this in the background, although I understand that you're trying to add a similar design element to pull it all together. It might be a little distracting. Yeah, maybe if you just toned it down a little bit, pulled it back. But cool little icon here.
Cool.
All right, so we've got quite the list. Also going back to the top options from the first batch. Does anything really stand out to you? Maybe you could pick a couple that stand out, and we'll pick from those.
I really like the Daruma hero.
Okay, cool.
That one's really good.
We'll drag that to the front. Let's try and pick like 3
Okay.
that we really like. I remember you really liked the rock
Yeah,
guy,
that one was
this
really
one.
cool too. And now for number 3. I'm gonna go with the Lady Elves actually.
Cool, from the first batch.
Yeah.
Nice, so maybe we could even kind of recap our thoughts on these 3, and you can pick the winner. So what did we like about this one?
I like the wings, and I like the color palette. Simple, and you can use it in different areas. Like the hair and the dress are the same color, but they don't feel that way.
Right. And that is also because there's a highlight on this, a shadow on this, so they definitely feel different depending on the shade that is next to it. I love the detail on the dress.
Yeah.
This little like ruching down here. Really cute little fashion details. Antlers are always a good thing in my eyes. So nice job. Jump over to Tatsuya's.
I really like the kind of the simple language of his powers there, just using circles and like a little pattern around them.
Right.
I think that's really clever. But I feel like you can work a little bit more with the rock placement and the composition.
Right, and as much as I love the simplification of this this little icon, it feels a little distant from the rest of the piece. Like I don't see that simplification anywhere else. Like even the background and the foreground almost looks like a live traced photograph, just by the way that it's kind of grainy. Not saying it's a bad thing to use that, but just something to think about. Also, this little icon is really cool. All right, and then Daruma.
Play around with the shape of the clouds and the size of the clouds a little bit more, I think.
Right, but
that
even
was my only real critique on it.
Yeah, even though this is a pretty simple like pose, there's still some movement with the ribbons and the clouds add movement, and even the little aspects within the design, these curves, rounded shapes, add a natural movement through it.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see this hero in action, like flying through the sky or doing whatever Daruma does.
Jumping through a city skyline.
Yeah, right. Or just sitting outside
really
your
cool.
house like I see little Daruma statues. Cool, so why don't you pick your favorite for a free year of Creative Cloud? What do you
I'm
think?
gonna have to give it to the Daruma hero because I think it's really unique.
I think it is too. Really nice. So great job, I think we can find the name. Yeah, this is Karina. Congratulations. Thank you so much for submitting to the challenge today. Thank you, everyone, for submitting. These were obviously a tough decision. Karina, you have won a free year of Creative Cloud, so congratulations to you. Adobe Live will be in contact with you in your Behance messages, so make sure to be on the lookout for that in the next couple days. Thank you, everyone who submitted, and thank you, everyone, for being here with us all day. We will be back tomorrow, 9 to 5. Mark will be back, 3 to 5.
3 to 5.
Yeah, so maybe real quick you can go through what you worked on today,
Sure.
and then what they can expect for tomorrow.
So today I worked on a frog sword, kind of using the tongue as the blade and a fly from a suggestion from a viewer.
Right.
Thank you for that.
That's really cool.
And then to go along with that, I made like a really quick lily pad shield.
Oh, look at
just
that.
to go with the frog theme.
Right. I really like that because it's not like a super representational lily pad, but it definitely harkens back with that little slit in the side.
Yeah.
Really cool. So what are you going to be working on tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm going to do character design, and I kind of want to do, I don't know, something like a hunter.
Ooh.
Like
you mean like a bow wielder or like an actual hunter? Like with a gun?
Oh, definitely not a gun.
Okay.
Kind of like Monster Hunter kind of character.
Oh, cool. Have you been playing that?
No,
Oh,
I actually don't have a gaming system right now.
Well, then there you go. I haven't been playing it either, so don't feel too bad. So maybe we can, do you have a specific project that has some of your like character designy stuff in it?
No, actually I don't.
No character designs.
I have a lot of character designs up on my Tumblr, but I haven't collected them all into a project yet.
Gotcha. Although I saw one of yours earlier that was the Puffyami Yumi inspired one. That was cool.
I did that Sunday night when I should have been sleeping.
Good use of your time, I think. Lauren says he catches frogs for a living. The Monster Hunter does. Yeah, that's true. That's great. Yeah, Adobe Live, you've got it. Nicely done, everyone. Awesome work. Mark, how did you feel like your first live stream went?
I can tell I didn't talk a lot. I feel
Why
like
is
I can do that better. I'm just nervous.
Oh, that's okay. We always got tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it was a little tricky just getting used to the keyboard, but
yeah, I think you handled that
it.
very well.
Yeah.
Totally. And thank you, everyone, for being so open to our critiques and our thoughts on your work, because it's super awesome to get feedback. It's awesome to give feedback. Thank you for submitting awesome work to us. There will be a different challenge tomorrow, and make sure that you are here at 9 a.m. Pacific time at be.net/live. We'll be starting with Logan, and who knows what he'll be working on, but it'll be awesome and very textural and beautiful. So we will see you all tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Bye.